If you are trying to learn how to trade, or if you just discovered that that's what you want to try to pursue, or maybe you've been doing it, chances are they know what you're trying to do or what you've begun. And anybody else, you don't share your business with them. You keep it personal. You still messed up. You still messed up. Because now, one of two things are going to happen. One, they're going to ask you, hey, how's that trading going? And you want to be able to say, girlfriend, let me just tell you, I got funded. I got paid out 6 fucking times. I got these new shoes. Look at this shit. Earl didn't buy these motherfuckers. I did. I bought that shit. I bought that. I passed my fund account challenge. Bang. 5 accounts linked up. Bang. Look at me, baby. Look at me. Don't you want to be like this? You want to be able to say that. But you're still going through the process of wrestling through the things that you wrestle through. You believe that that day's coming, but you can't give it to them when they ask for a progress report. And that hurts. That hurts because you want to be able to say to your girlfriends, this is what I've done so far. And a true friend, girlfriends, will be like, damn, girl, wow, I didn't think you'd be that quick with it. But a true friend would hear you say, it's harder than I thought it was going to be, but I'm not discouraged. I see progress. And I know if I keep working at it, I'm going to get what I'm looking for. And a true friend will be like, you know what? That's right, girl. You keep on. And that's what you want to hear. If you have a friend like that, man, you got a real friend. I didn't have friends like that. But you're not going to get that encouragement you're looking for on social media. I promise you. You might get it in our community here if you hang around like-minded individuals, which is always called a cult. Okay, call it a cult. Because this is the cult of winning. I make winners. Now, everyone coming into this cult of winning isn't going to make it to be a winner because they're going to tap out. They're going to feel these struggles, these wrestling matches internally. They're going to feel it and be like, man, this isn't worth this, man. I thought it was going to be easy and fast. I ain't got time for this. What's my boys doing right now? Let's go. We got to go to the club. I need to get drunk. I need to get blazed up. What are you doing? You're medicating. You're self-medicating. That's exactly what you do in your journal. It's self-love there. You tell yourself all the time. Encourage yourself. You write down in those journal entries everything that you want someone else that you love or care about the opinion of. You want them to say those things. You're waiting for it. You're listening. You just know that those words are hanging on their tongue, and they're going to say it. Well done. Good job. Wow, I'm impressed by that. That's what you want. You want to talk that talk in your journal. You want to be so positive that it's fucking ooey gooey love. Okay, that's what you want. Because nothing negative will have any impact, and you don't even write anything negative. You encourage yourself constantly, all the time. That journal needs to be something beyond the scope of a Mead spiral notebook. It needs to be something that you have worth and value associated with. That's why my journals, they're anywhere between $80 to $100 a piece. Now, you might not have the money to be able to do that right now, but that's okay. But you need to think about what you're writing in. That's not some scrapbook where people just jot down things like, okay, well, I got to remember to do this and do that. Or where your kid can pick it up every now and then and draw and scribble on. What do you do? How do you keep your journal? Where do you keep it at? Do you have any regard for what you're writing down? Because if they're not treasures to you, if you're not making monuments to your progress, and it sounds narcissistic when we talk like that, doesn't it? Someone that doesn't journal, I don't journal. That's a fucking clown talking like that. That's somebody that is literally planning to fail or never being successful. And there's a lot of people in this industry that are idiots, and they're monetized and they're rewarded, but not for the basis of the ability to trade. They're monetized and rewarded for capturing and holding your attention to their bullshit. What are they producing? What fruit are they producing? Who's coming behind them, listening to their logic and saying, well, that worked for me. Look at me. I don't work anymore. I did what this goober's saying. It's very little of that going on. Very little of that. You have to look at things in a manner where everything outside of you has no impact or influence over you. But are you doing the opposite right now? Have you been doing the opposite of that? Have you been using social media as a drug dealer, looking for that feel-good buzz from ICT? Because if that's what you're doing, You're doing it wrong. Yeah, you heard that right. You're doing it wrong. Social media is a cancer. And the worst thing you can do is live on it. Elevating people to celebrity status, godlike personas. They want worship. And some of you want to worship. Some of you all want to be worshipers. Why? Why would you do that? There's only one deserving of that. It ain't me. And it ain't nobody else on social media either. So how do you discover what your problems are? Well, what do you focus on all day long? And how do you act when you're in stressful, pressure situations? If you find yourself in a stressful situation, that need not be in trading, and you react in a manner that is aggressive, and anger and outburst, chances are you're a very impulsive person. That means given the opportunity to invest or trade with money, whether it be funded account, demo account, whatever, you're going to impulsively do something. Because inside you are a conquering warrior. That's how you internalize yourself. You see yourself as someone going out there like a gladiator. You challenging me? Bro, you challenging me? Step! That's the typical male response. Admittedly, that's how I am. I was not that way when I was a young man. Growing up, I had to hold that at bay because I knew if I let it at one time, it would just go wild. And it did for a little while. And I did things I'm not proud of. But what happens if you're in a stressful situation and you clam up? You paralyze yourself. You're like, I don't want to do anything. And you break down. You may cry. You may have anxiety. You may freeze up and lock up and just completely shut down. In trading, that's going to be someone that never takes the step forward. You'll never trade. And you have to have a comfort of saying, you know what? The outcome might not be what I want it to be. Every trade starts that way. And you have to invite the opportunity for that to be wrong. Hear what I just said there? Whereas everyone that puts a trade on now, they want, I hope it works. But I'm afraid it's probably going to stop me out. Man, and listen to the YouTubers that live stream. Watch their whole demeanor change as the market spends more time close to their entry point. See, my trades, what I'm teaching you to do is you're going to be entering in the market where the market leaves your entry soon. It doesn't spend time around it a lot. And the surest thing you can do in the beginning while you're learning how to trade and reading the tape is notice that when you think, okay, the market should go up or should go down here, if it doesn't immediately start to respond that way, chances are you're probably wrong. Would you have the willingness to kill that trade, eat the commission cost and whatever underneath the spread or any small little drawdown, would you be willing to take that? Or are you the person that's going to say, even if I'm wrong, I'd still like to be able to get my stop to break even? You're worried about money. You're worried about not losing money. You're worried about being perfect. You're worried about never taking a loss. And that is going to invite the very thing happening. You don't understand that right now. Hearing it sounds like that can't be true. But that's exactly what it is. If you're afraid to make money because you're afraid of losing money, you're never going to make it as a trader. Because every trade that you open up is a losing trade that you have to trade your way out of. You're underneath the commission cost as soon as you put the trade in. Boom, you have whatever that cost is, the spread. You have to overcome that if you're trading in the Forex market. Commission costs with your broker. And then it's got to climb up enough to cover those costs. And how much does it need to do that before you can put your stop to break even? And just because it's going to break even, just static price action and redelivery is going to stop you out if you try to chase too fast with a stop loss is too tight. Unless you know things, the things I'm teaching for free.